Hi, I'm Jess Toddfeld, president of Media Training Worldwide, and I'm going to show you how to supercharge your public relations efforts. Nice to meet you. Oh boy, do I have a lot to show you. And let's shrink my face down over here for a minute and move it to the side. This is ChatGPT. If you can think back to when you first started with Google, meaning you first discovered a search engine, or for me, it was before Google, it was really Yahoo. It was the early 90s. Really, it was AOL. And I realized I had this access to all of this information. We have so much more access now. And you can search for anything, and there were websites that you could comb through and you could get answers and see what people were starting to blog on. This is one step better. Remember this moment in time because it's a game changer. I'm not joking when I say supercharge your public relations efforts because this is a human language model, artificial intelligence. Let's even, well, anyway, I'll show you this in just a moment. Think about Siri and think about Alexa, any of this artificial intelligence, where right now I can say to Siri, Siri, tell me the weather in my area, or tell me what time it is in China on the other side of the world. That's great. This is 1,000 steps forward. And you can use it every day to streamline, to be able to do what you need to do faster, smarter, better. I'm not overselling it. I'm about to show this to you. So think about your actual day and think about what some of the things you are doing. So some of them are creating press releases. I'm going to show you how you could do it better, smarter, faster. And it's not that this is going to do the whole thing for you, but it might do 95% of it. You go back and tweak. It's like having a real assistant. I mean, right now, Siri and some of these are supposed to be our assistants. This is this is a moment here. All right. So think about press releases. Think about coming up with a sample Q&A for journalists or to support your spokesperson or CEO or whoever it is that you're supporting. Maybe it's you. Maybe you're doing your own public relations efforts. Think about synthesizing a book or a document and trying to figure out what are some of the main ideas and how you can parse them in different ways. You may say, I just need a synopsis so I can get on the phone with somebody. You can say, I just need 2 paragraphs explaining what's in here. Or maybe you say, I need 20 bullet points so that I can be better when I get on the phone with a prospect or a client, or even to go through the client's book. Yes, you should still read their book or you should still go through their information. But think about this as really bridging a time gap. This is really shrinking down the amount of time it takes to do something and what else could you do with that time? How could you better serve? All right, so I'm going to get in. I'm going to show you exactly what we're going to do. Keep it going. Chat GPT. Let's jump in and start using it. So, what is Chat GPT, you ask? Well, if I were to summarize for you, I would go with what Chat GPT is about to tell me, which is it's a large language model developed at a company called OpenAI. It's trained, well, you get the idea. You see it being generated right now. The short of it is it's conversational, okay? So you can ask it almost anything and it will create content. Um, Give me a blog post on how ChatGPT can help public relations practitioners. Now, I have answers to some of these, but I want to do it along with my new favorite friend and assistant, ChatGPT. Now, ChatGPT usually is ridiculously fast, but people are starting to discover it. So sometimes it might take 20 seconds or so to start generating. If that happens, I'll hit pause for a moment and let it start, pause in the video. But it's insane how fast it starts developing content. Actually, I used this content already a couple weekends ago to write an entire book. I had an outline sitting in my computer for the last 3 years. Business has actually been really great, so I just didn't even bother writing the new book. Uh, it generated the answers, and then I go back in and see which ones I agree with and which I don't. All right, let's take a look here. All right, let's move my face out of the way. ChatGPT and public relations leveraging the power of language generation. You know, that's something I would change, and I'll show you how we come up with some titles and headlines here. Managing the reputation of organizations. Uh, let's see here. Not only traditional media outlets, social platforms. It's generating a blog for me right now. Is generating content. It also can change this if I say, please make it SEO optimized for people in the healthcare industry, or make it SEO optimized for whatever my key phrase is. So it's going on, and you'll see it in here. But what I'd like to, now sometimes it says, hey, network error. I just hit refresh. By the way, if you haven't, see, we're experiencing high demand. People are realizing this is a big deal. But let's see here. Let's see here, Chat GPT. And I'm going to highlight this. Well, actually, we saw it. We get the idea. We can do this with press releases. Okay. And by the way, I just hit refresh anytime there's an issue with it. Some people, as this thing is becoming more and more popular, have seen a message on here where they're trying to figure out what their business model is. At some point soon, they are probably going to be charging for this. But I would 100% pay for this. So you'll see what we do with press releases, and also you coming up with questions, and I'll show you how to use it for sound bites and for messaging, all of it. All right. I changed my request to be give me 10 SEO optimized headlines. And of course, when would you be writing headlines? When you're coming up with press releases or getting people to open your emails. But for the sake of right now, I started with this. Give me 10 SEO. I wanted SEO optimized headlines for a story about on how ChatGPT can help public relations practitioners. When this is all done and this course is done being created, I'm recording it obviously at this moment. I should take every single one of these and create a different blog. Now, it hit the end of this, and I can go and say, hey, uh, create a blog on number one. I don't even have to copy and paste. I realize I could just say on number one. I can say create an SEO optimized one. I can say create one that's just focused on a certain group or people in the healthcare field or oil or you name it. I can say, give me 10 points and then have it create paragraphs off of 10 points. I have tried, and just giving you a sense of what this thing can do at this moment and can't do. I have asked for 2,000 words on blank or 1,500 words, and it'll spit out an answer, but it tends to spit out about 500 words at the time of this recording. We're going to go back and we're going to keep updating this course. And we'll try to we can send out an email to the people who have bought and taken this course to say, hey, come back, we added something new, so that this course can grow with you. So let me make it about headlines for you now. All right. And we're at 5 minutes here. Okay, I'm going to do that in the next video. Okay, I just pulled up a random press release. I typed in press release or for immediate release and food and the needy, and I ended up with this. This is off the internet. They've put it out for the world to see. Human Rights Commission calls for immediate winter freeze relief for unsheltered persons experiencing homelessness. There's a lot there. Here's what I'm going to do. It's even hard to understand what they're talking about. So here's what I told ChatGPT. I didn't hit enter yet. I need to now work on organizing media messages in a way that our spokesperson can deliver them. Please take this press release and give me 3 categories that we can organize answers into. So I haven't even read that. I actually I probably would ask for where is it? Where is it? I would probably ask for it to give me a better synopsis of this or the top details or the bullet points, and we'd start dissecting it with that information. Here we go. So I'm going to put the press release in here, and here's what I want with all that information. I'm trying to divide, I'll go deeper in the next module, but into 3 categories of answers. And this is what I teach in my media training. And it really works best when I get a client doing it themselves, but this is something you can do to support clients. Um, 3 categories and giving it actually a one-word heading. So the first one is background and context, current actions that are being taken, and calls for immediate action. Call to action is a big one that I teach. So here's how I'm going to simplify it for the sake of the short version of the video. Is I want this to organize it into 3 areas that our spokesperson can talk about: problem, solution, call to action. Um, Give me bullet pointed answers for the category of problem or uh, problems slash issues on this topic. I probably don't even need to write on this topic. All right. And here's what I would do. I'd create a document that has 3 columns: problem, solution, call to action, and I'm going to put in here the problems. And then I'm going to go into the solutions and I'll put copy and paste and put them in there. This is just off of this particular document. You probably have longer documents that you can pull from on what you're working on. But notice how it turned it into answers. Once you watch the soundbite videos, you'll also see how we can add sound bites even just on this one phrase. All right. I'll go deeper on this in the next module as well. So also thinking about ChatGPT as a research tool where you start saying, well, could we talk more about this? So I just highlighted homelessness in Sonoma County has been declared a public health emergency by the Commission on Human Rights. Um, what else? So you can keep asking questions. Again, as of right now, their information doesn't go past 2021, but you can start to see what it makes you think. Obviously, you can cross check with Google. What else can you tell me about that? Homelessness in Sonoma County has been declared a public health emergency. Now, again, let's just keep in mind sometimes it's not always factually perfect, so you have to cross reference this with what else is out there if you're just going with something that's pure facts. If it's facts you gave it and you're asking questions like, have there been other public health emergencies out there? Tell me about the communication, the Commission on Human Rights. We'll ask for that next. But there's 3,000 unhoused households in that county, but only 1,000 shelter beds available. You can cross-reference that. You can ask your client. You can look at the information. These are great bullet points that you can use in your press materials, in your emails. Maybe I want to go more on the here. Can you tell me? That's a question. Can you tell me? You can actually do it as a statement. Tell me more. Can you tell me more about and I would put that in quotes, but I put a colon. The cool thing is that the way you're writing it and saying it doesn't have to be perfect. It's a government appointed body responsible for promoting human rights with specific regions. Um, let's see. I'm going to ask, is there a website for this group? And it's still answering the first question. I'm going to click stop because for the sake of this video, I'd like to get to the next answer. Not able to find any specific Sonoma County. Okay, it's not, but there's probably obviously I can Google that because they got that information. But at least punching things back in can at least get me to think new thoughts. So ask it questions and tell it what to do. Okay, just a little bit about me, by the way. Who am I? I am a Guinness record holder for publicity. I have a Guinness record for being interviewed the most times in 24 hours. It was right before Zoom and all of that, so it was on radio. It was 112 different interviews about a communication book that I co wrote called Secret to Foolproof Presentations. This is what happened next. Public relations agencies started asking me, what did you do? First off, congratulations for getting that Guinness record. What did you do to get that many people to say yes? What did you do to break through the clutter, especially, a book about business presentations, basically public speaking for business people. Uh, there's other people in that field. Why did they say yes? So not only am I going to show you those techniques, but I'm going to show you those techniques with ChatGPT here. And I just want to give you a little background on me first in this quick video. So I was a TV producer. I'm about to say that I am. I did that for 13 years on the national level, ABC, NBC, Fox. I did some on-air work, a little bit as a host and some reporting over time. Thing I always loved doing was really helping shape and mold people, which is media training. I left officially in 2007 to run a media training firm, and I've helped people on every continent except for Antarctica. So there's time for that. But CEOs, spokespeople, experts, authors, you name it, a lot of high level people, including the United Nations is a big client of mine. Now, I just wanted you to have a sense of who I am. Uh, I said to you that PR people and PR agencies would reach out to me. I don't even advertise doing PR consulting, but at one point it was a big part of my business without it ever being on my website, where they'd say, we want you to come in and work with people. And I would have them make some of the changes and send out messages, and we would book people on the spot. This Chat GPT is a real game changer. I'm going to take my techniques. So you're going to learn about some of those, but you're going to find out how this works. So in this very next video, you see, Jess, you didn't type anything in yet. I know, I wanted to just set it up for you at least as quickly as possible, but I'm going to start typing in here in this next video and explain why this artificial intelligence will make your job and life easier. All right, stay tuned.